Everyone, to another great episode of Scott Talk. Today we have Sam Spade. He is the singer slash bassist for the Midnight Doubles, and they are out of Omaha, Nebraska. What's up, man? How you
That's,
doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today, Scott?
Doing great, man. I dig
Yeah.
the vibe you got going on there in the
Oh,
in the room, and all
thank
the
you.
cool posters, misfits, and you got a tough shirt
Yeah,
on.
actually hanging out at a record shop. I work at a record shop here in Nebraska.
Ah,
And so, yeah, just hanging out. A cool rock and roll record shop here.
excellent. So, I love the way you describe your band. You say a high energy glam slam boogie woogie rock and roll band out of Nebraska. I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty cool. Pretty self-explanatory too, right?
it is. It is. And people that read that, they immediately go, I know what these guys are all about. I get it. And then they see pictures of us. They're like, oh, I really get this. Yeah.
Yeah, kick ass, man. Tell me about the other guys in the band. You are Sam Spade, and then you got Jimmy Mess on drums, and then
Jimmy's Chicago. He is, I mean, his name is pretty much says it all. He's a mess, but he's one of the best drummers. Grew up playing punk rock music, and he's about my age and has toured all over the country. He played in Pretty Boy Floyd for like 7 months,
oh
and
wow.
he's a good, yeah. So one hell of a dude. I can't say enough about him. Really, is like smokes weed like a chimney and plays the drums like it.
Awesome. How about Sniper? Well,
Uh, yeah, Chris is he's our musical director. Kind of, he's the guy that kind of keeps everything on the tracks, and the go-to guy in this band. Really good dude. He's Army Sniper, is why we call him Sniper.
okay.
Duty.
I thought maybe it was his guitar playing, you know. What came into the decision to stay a three-piece band instead of maybe getting another rhythm guitarist or another guitar?
You know,
Because
we
you
had in the beginning we started out. It was Sniper and I started out as a two-piece acoustic group, and we would play all these tiny small towns doing just covers to kind of have shows and make ends meet and everything. We decided, okay, we'll add a drummer and we'll add a singer. We were going to bring in a singer from Ohio to play the show. He had all his bags packed, he's ready to go. He starts driving to Nebraska and breaks down halfway in the middle.
oh
And the Thursday before the show, so there's no way he could even make it. So we were like, well, we still got to do the show. We can't cancel. And it ended up just being a three-piece, and we're like, you know what, we can handle this. We'll switch off songs like the Beatles, like Kiss. We'll just, each of us will sing. And the three-piece thing really worked out to where we can maximize any money or anything like that. Like, so if we go in a hotel, we only need one room, three guys in one hotel room. It just, everything seemed to kind of push us to be a three-piece, like a power trio. And you don't really see that too often anymore.
yeah, that's awesome. How is playing bass and singing at the same time? Is that hard for you? Because I'm a musician and I can sing and play guitar, but I can't. I have so much trouble singing when I play bass because you're doing two totally different things at once. You
Right.
know.
It is a challenge, and it's something I really practice at. That we're guys are some guys you meet can be just fantastic. They can pick up a guitar and play. I'm not that guy. I got to sit in my basement and practice every day. And especially the songs that we do, we kind of structure them. That's the good thing about having Sniper on as kind of the musical director, is that he can go out and do all the complicated stuff while I can hang back and focus on playing the root notes, locking in with Jimmy and singing the songs. So it's kind of like this cool dynamic where we almost switch roles, and songs that I can't necessarily play, we can scale them back and have Sniper do the difficult parts since he's just playing the guitar. We can kind of work it out to where it works. Some songs I can't do. Sometimes take a lot of practice, and you got to kind of fix them so you can sing and play at the same time.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's interesting because I always wonder if other people struggle with that because it always looks so natural when you see with someone up there, you know. But obviously, there's a lot of behind the scenes working at stuff. And
I came from playing guitar and singing is easier than playing bass and singing. It just takes work and how to wrap your mind around that concept.
Okay, so it's not just me. Okay,
No,
good.
not you at all. Not at all. And
Okay.
a lot of the songs, I don't know if I can sing and play this, and we just kind of make it work.
I always thought playing bass would be fun because, you don't have too much responsibility, and then you could sing the backups, and then I, I find out you got way more responsibility than you thought because the bass is very important, and then it's hard to sing while you're doing that.
And then
Um,
the band as like a Paul Stanley-esque David Lee Roth thing. You gotta be able to connect with the audience and play and sing all at the same time. It gets to be a lot.
yeah, that's crazy. So you guys did you first get together in 2016 and then put out your first record, Something Bigger, in 2018?
I believe that sounds pretty close to being right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
And started out playing a two-piece acoustic, and we really made, once Jimmy joined us, he kind of pushed us into this direction, but we made the conscious effort to stop playing just in the Midwest, stop playing smaller bars, and try and shoot for bigger tours, shoot for the coast, get to LA, get to New York. And it really like was a breakthrough moment, and it worked. I mean, we don't make the money that we did, but in the end, you get that creative release, and you can see that like the sky's the limit there.
so Something Bigger, is that the album you're promoting now, or this is a brand new album that you've got out right now,
We
right?
have a new album out, so Something Bigger is what we're still on.
That's what
We
okay.
Yep, we did the Something Bigger album. We did the tour with the Quireboys, and that's kind of when the virus hit. So as it sits right now, we're working out when we're going to be doing our record in Chicago, hopefully with Chips Enough. That's the plan, is have Chip produce the record. We're just kind of working out the logistics and the dates through all this quarantine and everything.
Okay, yeah. So that record you were going to promote and that tour with the Quireboys all got shut down. How what were the conversations between the band members when that happened? I mean, you guys had to be devastated.
Yeah, it really was, because we had worked really hard. We landed the tour a week before it's supposed to kick off. Our agent called and said, "We need you guys in Salt Lake City by Thursday," and this is like a Tuesday. And I was like, "Okay, no problem. We'll make this happen." So we get out there, everything goes great. The shows are going good. We did about 2 weeks with them, and we were watching, kind of monitoring the virus on TV, and we didn't think it was going to shut everything down. We get to New Orleans, and they go, "Hey guys, you've been a great band to be on the road with. We couldn't ask for more. Unfortunately, we're the last band in America that's still out on the road, and we're gonna have to shut it down." So we were absolutely devastated, and I like hanging out with Spike and with the Quireboys and like your heroes every night was something that you dream about as a kid, and to kind of say goodbye, and everybody's rushing off to get out of the country, and we just didn't know what to take of it, and we thought, well, we'll be back up and running in a week or so. Let this all settle. Now it's been what, 7 months, 8 months.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's rough. But you'll make it back there. I've
Yeah,
got 100% faith in that. So, Chips Enough, you mentioned, obviously a Chicago guy in the band Enough's Enough. My first interview was Don EV, and
oh cool, yeah.
yeah, because I was helping him out with Beautiful Things, his new record. So I got to know him that way, and he's one of my heroes. So
we
I
share
got
with Donnie.
yeah,
Donnie manager too, yeah.
yeah, he's awesome, and I got to basically live with him for about 3-4 months while he made that record.
You got all the stories then.
I do, yeah. Yeah, but Chip is awesome, and Chip is a great guy. Like, he's funny as hell, man. I'd like to have him on the show. You guys are gonna have fun recording out there. When is that gonna happen?
We're shooting for the end of this month, maybe into February. So just go out there and cut it real fast. We've done all the demo tracks. We're ready to go. We're just kind of waiting on the timeline.
Okay, let's circle back a little bit, because we kind of skipped over a lot of stuff about your influences and when you got into playing rock and all that good stuff. So, take me back a little bit, and tell me how it all got started for you.
I grew up in in a smaller town in Nebraska, so this tiny town. Went to private school, and in private school they would show us these videos, almost like propaganda videos on the evils of rock and roll music, and it was called
Mhm.
Hell's Bell, right? And they would show you, they would like spin the records backwards and tell you, and it did the complete opposite for me. It sparked my interest and intrigued me. I'm like, whoa, I think there's something here. And my buddy brought in a Kiss CD, and it had Detroit Rock City on it. And once I heard that, it was all over. And I started wearing these Kiss shirts to school, and they're like, you know what that means, Knights in Satan's service. And it was this whole thing. But it was like that moment that really defined what I wanted to do. And I knew what I wanted. So I asked my parents for guitar. They got me a guitar. I joined a band. We started touring, and it was just super easy and natural. In Nebraska, you could kind of travel around to whether it's Iowa or Missouri, and guys with long hair and makeup, you never saw anything like that. We always stood out. And so I knew it was like this destiny thing. Man, this is what I want to do. And it was bands like Kiss and the New York Dolls, and then it turned into like punk rock with the Ramones, and just kind of all combined together, mixed with that boogie woogie style, that Elvis Presley, Chuck Berry thing.
Yeah, that kind of just good old fashioned rock and roll rhythm and blues, right?
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Excellent. How about the band name, Midnight Devils? How accurately does that describe you guys?
It's perfect. That we came up with that idea. It's Sniper and I were in a band called 3D in Your Face, and it was this 80s hair metal tribute band. We put out a record called Midnight Devils, and I always thought it would be cool to have a band called the Midnight Devils, like the Rolling Stones, the Clash. So we put it together. It worked. We used kind of the logos and everything. It was all kind of set up. The idea kind of came from as soon as like on a Friday night when the sun goes down and you start thinking, what am I going to do Friday night? We're going to go out to the club. We're going to go party. We're going to do whatever, but we're going to raise some hell and just chaos for an entire Friday night, Saturday night. That's what the idea for the Midnight Devils came out. And knowing us and everything that we do on the road, whether it's, we always find some trouble, and there's always some stories. I think about this, like, how do we have these ridiculous stories that no other bands can top, like driving through fields and getting shot at and all these things. Well, it's because we're the Midnight Devils. It matches perfectly. I shouldn't be surprised anymore.
Hold on there. Driving through a field and getting shot at?
Yeah, we did a show in this tiny town in Kansas that somebody hired us to play, and during the last song of our performance, the owner of the bar comes running out. He's like, "You guys need to take cover, hide behind your bus." And he was shooting at some dude in the audience. I was
Oh
like,
my God.
what is going on here? This is the Midnight Devils. This is pretty normal to us.
Wow. That's awesome. What about the songwriting process for you guys? Do you have like a main songwriter in the band, or is it a collaboration, or how does that work?
We do things, we take a lot of cues from the bands that came before us. I'm a firm believer that kind of the blueprint has been written, whether you're Aerosmith, Van Halen, the Rolling Stones. It's that singer guitar player kind of combination that really lends itself to being the best songs. We will write songs individually where I'll be like, hey, I got this idea, I got the lyrics, I got the chord structures. I always bring it to Sniper, and he kind of sniperizes it, which is, turns it into a guitar, powerful rock and roll song. And we've learned that over the years, the best songs that we write are the ones that we really collaborate on, where he brings in a piece of music and I start writing lyrics for it, and we put it all together.
Beautiful. Yeah, it seems to be the best way. I have so much trouble writing on my own, but
Yeah.
when I get with a partner, it's like, bam,
Yep. It kind of answers where I can get to a point and then I'm stuck, you can write it to a certain point, and then you toss it to this guy. He has another idea, and it opens up this whole other thought process and world. I'm completely with you on that.
Yeah. I'm like an idea guy. Like I don't really play when I pick up my guitar. I don't play songs like cover songs or I just play whatever comes to my head. So like most of the best stuff I ever wrote was someone was in the room when I didn't even realize what I was doing, and someone's like, "Hey, what is that?"
Yep.
And I'm like, "What? This?" And then I forget it instantly, and they have to tell me, "No, this." It's just terrible.
now we're blessed with phones where you can kind of record all your ideas on a phone, whether you're in the shower or driving your car or whatever. I always get the best ideas at the worst possible times.
Right. Yeah, it used to be you needed like a tape deck or something with a
Yeah.
microphone on it. I used to record all my ideas on that. Um, how about 2021? Obviously, no one knows really what's going to happen yet, but things are starting to look up. What are your plans you got so far, or what do you have in the works?
So far, we are planning. We were trying to score this tour at the end of January. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's still too soon. But we're working with a booking agent out of California that we really love, and I think we got a show booked in. We'll be heading to Denver. We're doing Wolf Fest with like Steelheart, the band Steelheart in Denver, and we got a couple shows there. We'll head to the East Coast. There's the M3 Festival. We'll probably do a tour out to that, and then in October we are scheduled to support Loudness on their North American tour.
Well, that's right. I
So,
remember seeing that.
yeah, so that'll be a month long. If it happens, fingers are crossed. It's a month long coast to coast thing.
Okay. Uh, the 2018 Rocklahoma Music Fest you guys played.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, man. That must have been a blast.
Rocklahoma. Have you done any festivals before?
Just small ones around in Illinois here, like towns, but not like a whole state fest,
Okay. Then you kind of on a bigger scale, imagine it like times 10. So it's 50,000 people for 5 days straight, right? And it's in the middle of a field in Oklahoma. There's nothing around it. The nearest city is 45 minutes away. And I tell everybody, it becomes like a rock and roll summer camp to where the outside world ceases to exist. You don't check your phone. Everybody's out there camping and they're all messed up. And it becomes this really cool thing. And you meet these people that become lifelong friends. And it's like your Rocklahoma buddies. And it brings together such a diverse audience and such a diverse crowd that you can really cross a lot of genres just by being there and playing. So we've been there a couple times, and every year it's just nonstop partying for 4 days straight. And my whole thing when we walked in, when we step off the bus, our hair's put up, we're wearing the leather jackets, the makeup, the everything. And we can't walk around at the festival without people just stopping us and wanting to take pictures. It's really the coolest thing ever. And you feel like such a stud just walking around and everybody wants to talk. And because it started as a glam rock festival, now it's not so much. It's more of a modern day where there's different acts and everything like that. So when we walk there, we're like the last remaining glam rockers to still just walk around and hang out with people.
Wow. That's awesome. I like the diversity of a festival. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Different, people that normally may not be hanging around each other will all be together, and that's always good. Anytime people can get together in a non-violent way,
Yeah.
in a celebratory way, that's always a good thing for me, man.
And it's so weird to even think about. Do you see like pictures of shows and stuff like that now, and you're just like, well, that's how it used to be a year ago, and I almost don't even know what it feels like anymore. It's so weird to look at.
Yeah, like whenever I see an old concert picture or something, I immediately think those people are way too close together. And how are they doing this? And it's really messed with my head. Like
I was thinking that same thing.
Like even on a TV show, I'll be watching a TV show and I'll think, they're too close together, or I'll be thinking, well, did they have to get tested before they filmed this? And it's nuts.
And you're like, you're not supposed to shake hands. I don't understand.
Yeah.
You've probably talked to a bunch of people about this. So if you're going to put out a new record in 2021, what medium are you putting it out on? Like, what do you put it out on a CD? I don't even know anymore. Do people listen to CDs?
Me personally, I would probably not do a CD. I would just go digital because of the cost of the CD. And then you may get stuck trying to sell CDs, which I've had in the past.
Stuck with 1,000 CDs.
Yeah.
We're looking at doing it. I think that's the only way to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Make it really, really final.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, vinyl would be if you can. Everyone my age wants to hear their band on vinyl.
And that's the thing is like I've never had one of my bands that's never put a vinyl record out. I think it's about time, and it's a big resurgence. And
Yeah.
I think people are willing to pay the $30 for a vinyl over a $15 CD. I see it every
Oh,
day.
yeah, man, totally. Yeah, that's a great idea. Do the vinyl and then do digital,
Yep.
and
I think that's the
because
move.
CDs, man, people just don't listen to them. It's like they, maybe if they're in their car, but I mean, it's just as easy to have your Bluetooth phone hooked up with your playlist. So I definitely go digital.
Yep. I think that's what we're gonna do and put out like a cool picture disc single, or not a picture disc, but a picture sleeve single, and then press a bunch of colored vinyl and make it just look absolutely gorgeous. And I think that's what people want. Is CDs are great, but it's so compact. Same with
Yeah.
tapes. I don't know. People like tapes, but I don't quite understand it yet.
Yeah.
It's
I,
all
I, I like tapes in the day. I don't
yeah.
like them now.
Oh,
There's no reason to listen to a tape, you
none.
know.
But we sell them here at the store. I'm like, you really want these $15 Metallica tapes? Yes, we want them.
They
Okay.
they still sell tapes that much? Wow.
Oh, yep.
That's crazy. All right, everyone. Sam Spade, themidnightdevils.com. Sam, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Come back in a few months or so when things get better and you're out there and you're jamming in front of people and everything's party and fun. Come back and I'll be here waiting for you. Okay, man?
Hopefully, hopefully the next time we talk, we're talking from backstage or from our bus or something like that. That's what
Right.
we yeah. Be like,
That
hey, look how far we've come from the record shop to back out on the road. I think that's what needs to happen. I really think that there's going to be a resurgence, almost a renaissance when things open back up of bands putting
oh,
out album tours and people wanting to go to shows. That's what I notice. People want to get out and have fun, and I think that it's going to be bigger than we ever imagined once it happens.
I think so too. I mean, if you remember before the pandemic hit, a lot of big 80s bands were coming back, you know,
Mm-hmm.
almost all of them. Like anyone who was anyone was like, hey, we're going to go on tour, you know,
Yep.
and they were going to do well. And I think it was going to change the course of where music went. I think a lot of people were going to start, the 80s. Why do we make fun of the 80s? They were actually awesome.
Yep.
Um, so I think, yeah, there's definitely a resurgence and, you guys would be definitely part of that. And now, I don't really know the direction of where music's going to go in 2021, but, um,
I don't either, but we're gonna like my goal is to come out with a bang and have like the biggest party record and a positive moving forward. Like this is it. Like we just survived the worst thing known to mankind. Let's
right.
party, celebrate. Let's go out and have fun with our friends.
Yeah.
Cause
People need that right now. So, all right, man. Thank you very much for coming on the show. And like I said, come back once you're on the road and you can give me that great party scenery behind you and all
yeah,
that stuff.
we'll have tons of stories for you. That's my goal is to be like, man, you should have seen last night.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, brother.
Cool.
Everyone, thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next time.